Well, what's going on? It's Johnny Jalopy. It's Johnny on the spot. How we doing? Trying to get some stuff to work here. Good to see you. It's episode. Wow, I've already lost count. 4, maybe. Hey, what's going on? Anyways, it's Johnny on the spot today. The plan is to we've talked about quite a few things over the course of the last few days. We brought as far as like the intros of like some stories, which is what I really wanted to do with Johnny on the Spot, was to tell a few stories, which was the Space Junkie stories and the stories about Funky Futura, the 3FV, which were fun. And then we got into some kind of tutorial type stuff over the last 3 days. We started off with just basic how to find the love of sketching again, and utilizing simplistic drawings of. We're speaking specifically about automotive stuff. What's up, Phil? Glad to see you there. Hopefully you and your son are watching. But what I'm saying is that we talked about trying to keep it simple, because again, we were hoping that maybe somebody out there who's struggling with starting to draw again, or sketching, or any of that kind of stuff, just trying to find the joy in it and working past all the things that can kind of get in your way. Then the secondary day, we talked about, what did we talk about? Oh, maybe this is the third day. That's hilarious. Yeah. We talked about Chrome, how to draw Chrome, the way to draw Chrome, that kind of stuff. So it's only been, I guess, 2 days. Boy, it seems like it's been longer. And again, because we've got our podcast on we've got our podcast on Monday night. I did Johnny on the Spot Monday, right into their podcast, and then the next day we did Johnny on the Spot right into our biblical podcast that we do on every Tuesday night. And then now it's Wednesday, and here we are. We're sitting pretty ready to do another Johnny on the Spot. Gordon, what's going on? Good afternoon. Glad that you're with us. So let's go over the stuff we talked about. So we've talked about we utilize some of the books that are a great way to find and learn how to draw. This is one of the books that I purchased early on as I was trying to get my skill set to be draw like a pro, right? And there's lots of good information. This is written by Tom Taylor. This is the second edition. I actually went online as I was looking up drawing books. There's another edition, the first edition, which I don't have, and that seems pretty interesting. I'm wondering if it's the same thing but some stuff added, or if it's a whole new ball game. So I may have to try to purchase that. So that's a really good book. And then there's the George Trostley How to Draw book that I recommended. There's a How to Draw Monsters and Hot Rods, which I think is it's got all kinds of like Ed Newton, Ed Roth, Franco, those kinds of guys in it, their artwork in it. And that's another fun place to go. And of course, we talked about references, going out and looking in the real world at vehicles. And just for the beginnings part, just kind of stick with that side 2-dimensional view of the vehicle. Even front view is not a bad place to go either, as far as trying to keep it simple and just working on your skill sets as far as drawing and understanding shapes, learning to draw circles and ellipses, and that really the car itself is boxes. And if you go back to the old drawing books, and in fact, in one of the pages here, it talks about the boxes. And this is kind of the traditional way. Let me go to this book. The traditional way of where we start to talk about when you're learning how to draw cars, they're always talking about all the boxes and how you utilize boxes as an easy. And the reason why boxes are used is because cars of the really, as we get the early 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, everything was pretty square. There wasn't a huge amount of very voluptuous shapes, except like as you got into European sports cars, stuff like that. It isn't until later on that we really start seeing where everything is round. Kind of as we got into out of the 80s, the 80s, holy cow, everything was square. Like everything was a box. Lincoln Town cars and pickup trucks were square. So I mean, the 60s led into the sexy, voluptuous. Some 50s cars have got some sexy curves on them. some body lines that are very curvature and into the 30s and 40s. So I don't mean that specifically all those cars were boxy, but as you look at them, you can see the boxes represented, the squares. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But realistically, as we got into the 80s and late 70s, boy, everything was very square and very boxy to the extreme. So what I thought we'd do today is to be able to go through and take a look and really put all the things that we talked about over the last couple days. And I'm just going to do a drawing, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching me draw. I'll try my best to talk through the process itself. And give as many tips as I can as we're doing. But I'd like to kind of almost do like a finish piece, because we did a real quick sketch on the first one and a secondary kind of thrown together, and there was a lot of mistakes made because I was just trying to throw stuff down and get it in there. And then of course yesterday we just drew wheels and we didn't really do much. Hubcap Dylan, what's going on? Hello Johnny. I've heard I have a hardcover version of it. Taylor's first. Oh wow, neat. Yeah, I would love to. I think I want to get myself a copy of those. And I had some other drawing books and I can't seem to find them. So I've got a stash of like reference material drawing books that I've put somewhere and I cannot find them. It's interesting. You know, in the beginning, these were like I hate to say the Bible, but they were the drawing. I would go here a lot to try to figure out how to do stuff. And then at some point I just was like, I gotta step away from, because I kept finding myself using them too much as a crutch and not so much using my creativity as well. So remember, they're a tool, and it's useful to do a tool, to have them in your arsenal as far as things that you can use to reference. But what we spoke about that first day of trying to get, is letting go and being a little more creative and finding your own voice. So I have we shared some pictures of some of my favorite artists that I look up to and why. And then we talked about how, like, okay, it's time to kick the training wheels off and start doing your own stuff. And again, we went into things like this, where it was just a side view of a vehicle, very, very loose and very sketchy, which is kind of what I do. This is kind of how my flavor of drawing is very loose and very sketchy. And then we popped into, after that, we spoke about doing chrome and the logistics of how we do chrome and things like that. So today we hope to put it all together, and hopefully you'll enjoy the journey. And if you have questions or things that you would like to know about, please don't hesitate to ask. I might even throw a little background music just so it's not so boring. My worry is, again, without having Itty B here, as we do sketchy, this is what I do is I draw. And generally the hard part of why Sketchy Live has become a podcast one, and a sketching show is where it started, but then it kind of spun into a podcast, because sometimes I get so involved in the drawing itself I stop talking. And so this has been like, when I thought about doing tutorials in the past, I'm looking down. Someone please remind me, Johnny, look up. I need to put a post-it note here in front of me, because I keep looking down at my screen and not at you. And I apologize, because again, I got so accustomed to utilizing this front view camera. We have this overview now, that I stop looking at you and I start looking at other things. So I apologize. So I want to talk to you. So that when drawing, sometimes I get a little too immersed in what I'm drawing, and having ADB there to kind of hold it all together and ask the questions makes it a little easier, because I don't have to talk as much. So every time I thought about doing like a sketching thing live, I'm always worried that people are just going to get so sick and bored of watching me draw, and I'm not saying anything. It's just like dead silence, and that can be a little boring as well. So like when you see cooking shows or cooking tutorials, I try to think about that. They usually have like a little background music in the background. So I'm going to try to do that for the first time. It's going to be really quirky, because it's actually on my StreamYard platform, which is what we use, is an extra thing that you can try. I've never done it before, so we'll see how it goes. If it's horribly bad, please, someone in the comments say, can you turn that shit off? because it's terrible. Please do that. Okay. So I thought today, again, we're gonna go simple. We're gonna go simple. We got plenty of these Johnny on the spots. I'm going to draw three-quarter views. I promise. And we're going to do some action stuff. I promise. We're going to get into doing some more complex sketches. But what I'm trying to do here in the beginning is just set the ground floor for people like, for instance, Phil's son, who is learning to draw and wants to draw and get better at it. Sometimes as you guys that do it easy and find it easy, going back to the simplistics of it and really trying to explain how it can help somebody else. So I'm hoping that what I'm sharing is going to help somebody who might be struggling with, again, starting to draw or getting back into drawing or whatever, and has become very frustrated because a lot of people, what's the big mistake? You grab that big giant piece of paper and you look at that white space and you go, what am I going to even put on this? And you start thinking, oh, okay, I got to make sure it's the perspective and the drawing and the thing and it's got to be perfect. And you try to draw from start to finish in one deal, and you haven't picked up the pencil and say sometimes, so you haven't, warmed the skills up, and you're expecting a perfect drawing, and you don't stop until it's perfect, and then you're erasing a lot, and you're drawing, and then you're erasing, and then you're drawing hard, and then you're erasing, and the next thing you know, it's a big muddy mess. And you're like, dang it, I had every intention for this to come out cool. And it looks like it could have been cool, but I totally messed it up. Or you draw half of it, throw it away. Draw another half, throw it away. Draw another half, throw it away. And you get so discouraged that you stop trying and then you stop drawing. So I'm hoping that the tips and tricks and things I'm talking about will help you get past that part, which is to take the pressure off of you, the new starting artist, or you, the artist who's been drawing for a long time, but put it away for a little bit. Or somebody who's like, hey, I love to draw, but I get so frustrated because it's so hard. It's not hard. It's really simple. It's practice. It's time put in. It's really all the only difference between, I almost said someone's name. I'm not going to use their name. The only difference, I'll use my crappy name. The only difference between you and Johnny Jalopy is just practice. You could easily surpass me. And there are tons of artists that are way better than me. And, but listen, I'm just not going to give up. I'm going to continue to keep trying to get better as an artist and keep trying to grow. And I'm hoping to share some of my information with you, and hopefully that'll help you. And one day I'll look back and I'll see one of these names here, like I'll see a Hubcap Dylan, and I'll go, dang, that dude, look at that art. That guy's art's amazing. Not that I'm not saying it's not amazing now. I'm just saying where there's the day that I'm like, holy cow, wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, again, not saying that wouldn't happen now. I'm sure all of you are probably pretty good at what you do. Okay, let's do this. Stop talking, Johnny. Start drawing. So again, it's Johnny on the spot. I'm trying to get you inspired, trying to let you know, hey, it's gonna be okay. So we're gonna pull out our tan-tone paper. As we know, Johnny Jalopy loves the tan-tone paper. And if you haven't drawn on tan-tone paper, I really, 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 really suggest going for it and finding some tan-tone. It is awesome. I'm gonna switch cameras so you can kind of see me, but you can see what I'm drawing. Arlo, what's up? Speaking of amazing, amazing artists, here we are. Arlo Dillman chiming in. Hey, who else gets cars built from that? Cool drawings? Lots of people. There's a ton. But anyways, I was in the right place at the right time. And yeah, luckily, I'm sure it was more along the lines of, thank goodness that guy was a nobody when we started. Not that I'm in anybody now. I'm just saying, way easier to get through all the heady legalities of stuff. I was just dumb enough to go, okay, let's do it. Because realistically, all those cars have been built, and I got nothing to show for it, other than you guys know, at least kind of sort of know who I am. So it's all good, and I will never. It was an amazing opportunity, and I'm so blessed, and yeah, can't believe those kind of things happen. Let's draw. Gordon, what's up? Where do you find that tan drawing paper? I buy this at Hobby Lobby. You can pretty much find these in most art stores. Michael sells it. It's just called tan tone paper. It's generally, in the drawing section. It's usually on the bottom shelf. Let me show you the exact kind I use. Unfortunately, what I found out, there's still some places that sell this Strathmore Tantone paper. I went back to Hobby Lobby to buy some Tantone paper, and they have no longer carry this particular brand. And this now the paper is almost a yellowy color, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna have to. I think Dick's Dick Blick still sells the Strathmore. This is my favorite. This, and there's one called Gray Toned, is also, those two are my most favorite things to draw with. And again, because white shows up on it so well, that's why I like it. Cheat code to doing chrome cool. Okay, so we're gonna do side view, and I told you how I generally start my drawings. Is I like them in motion, and I know. Listen, you're probably, even the thing I'm about to draw, you've probably seen something similar to it. But this is again for me, Johnny, the unlock. Like if I'm doing, I probably have hundreds of this particular, always variations of the version of what I'm going to draw, but it's the one that like unlocks my brain that goes, okay, man, you're good to go. Get out there. It's like doing calisthenics. It's like doing warm up, some jumping jacks or some push-ups and stuff, like stretching out before you go run. It's like taking, if you play basketball, it's like taking free throw shots for a little while. Just get warmed up, get your distance, whatever your sport is, whatever your hobby is. I'm sure there's some way that you warm up or get ready where you get in the zone, especially in things like this. For me, this is the unlock of that, which is doing this particular kind of vehicle just helps. I don't know. Maybe it's comfort. It's like comfort food to me. So we're going to get comfortable. Oh, I was going to we're going to try the background music and see how horribly bad that is. Are you all ready? Again, if this sucks, please tell me. Oh, it's like soothing. All right, everybody, take your shoes off. Grab your pencils. Let's go into the downward dog pose. That's really bad, isn't it? Let's see what happens. This will work. Maybe. Hey, welcome to my barber shop. Take a seat. We'll be right with you. Okay. Again, if this is horrible, please tell me. All right. I just didn't want you to. So if I stop talking, something's going on. Okay. Right? Everybody's taking off. Blasting off soon. Prepare to fly. Right? It's almost kind of let's grab your roller skates. Let's go. So we're doing like a 40s cab, pickup truck, like a rat rod kind of thing. And if you notice, I'm sketching quick. Just laying down the idea of how I want it to, where I want it to be. I'm not gripping hard on the pencil. This is another thing too. I'm trying to look through this microphone, and one eye sees the mic and one eye sees the drawing. But I'm trying to make sure I'm near the mic so you can hear what I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, I may have to invest in some cool background music because I think that'll help. It's actually helping me. I usually like to draw with music, and the problem with it doing live to music is if I don't have copyright stuff, we could be in trouble. I've already gotten warnings that our intro is can't be shown in some other countries because it's not, I guess, copyrighted music or whatever. Bummer for them. They're missing out on the cool Sketchy Live. But I need to do a new intro for Johnny on the Spot. We're gonna do like a lake spot. Here's again my issue with drawing where I'm drawing, but please work with me. I need to turn the page just so it's comfortable. We're gonna do like a multi exhaust. And we'll refine that in a second. Again, we're just laying down the idea, so I'm trying to get too detailed. And again, what some people will do, let me zoom in a smidge. What some people will do is they really are worried about like this line. Oh man, I gotta make sure. Oh, okay, let me erase it. Let me make sure that line's perfect. Oh, this line's not perfectly straight. Oh, my wheel isn't where I wanted it yet. I'm just laying down my foundation of where stuff is gonna lay. And then I'll start, when I go into like when I go into the Sharpie part, you'll see I'll start really throwing the detail in. I'm just trying to lay down the idea on this part loosely. And again, look at my grip. I'm trying not to be down here. I'm not trying to be here. I'm trying to be here. A little further on the pin. See that? And what that does, and really I could even go further back. And that's usually what I try to do, is be further back on the pin. It's this different connection that happens to your brain in your hand, and you can't be as detailed or push as hard either. And that's the hard part with a beginning sketch, is sometimes people are pushing way too hard. Yeah, warming up. It's that's a pile of wadded paper on the what I'm trying to get to is so here we'll save some paper and you won't have to wad the pages up, is that we're warming up. We're just, even in this sketch that we're going to make a finished sketch, I'm trying really, like, there's mistakes here. Look at this wheel is not perfect. Give me it closer. Yeah, is not perfect. It's the shape, it's not the shape I want. It's not angled where I want it to be, but I'm leaving it right now because I'm just trying to get how this is all going to fit. All the parts and pieces, how are they going to sit in this little drawing is what I'm trying to do. Anybody else like those like 70s dragster hair cleaner? I love those things. I forget what they call them, like a surf scoop or whatever it's called. Like, say my radiator here is not in the right spot. I'm not erasing because I'm in pencil right now. So, and again, if I go lightly, I'm just trying to tell myself where I'm going to be when I get to the marker, when I go to the Sharpie part, and then there's really no erasing. But I'm not trying to erase now, because as you start erasing things off of your thing now, trying to make this part perfect, this is where it starts to get muddy, and you start messing with the integrity of the paper, and you're sometimes, if you grab your wrong eraser and it's dirty, now it's smudged everything. That's why I'm saying try not to erase, just draw lightly. Choke back out on that pencil, back here. Sorry, here. Choke back. Don't be up here. Be back here, and just we're laying on ideas is what we're trying to do. I'm not committing to anything yet. Actually, I like this jam. It's working for me. See, we'll have some flames coming out of here. And we want the guy's arm to be hanging out the door. Are you with me here? And again, shapes. Football shapes or circles. Square, rectangle, small square inside, rectangle, rectangle, or small boxes with little circles on top, and almost a rectangle, but kind of skewed up a little bit. That's all we're drawing. And it turns into a truck because I start rounding things and giving it more things that look like what a 40s, let's say, truck would have. Rounded corners, and then maybe a little a cab line that comes down here, and like that window's too low. And again, I'm not erasing anything because I'm drawing with pencil, and I'm trying to be light about it. I'm not making commitments to anything yet. I'm just laying in where I think things are going to be. Like, for instance, I just drew that line that represents the door way too forward as I'm starting to draw the hinges and think about how would the hinges lie. Oh, you know what? Not going to erase, but let's do. It's suicide. Oh, and those hinges are hidden. So you know what? We'll just leave it as is. And that's the things I'm thinking about. These are the custom. This is how we can have our own custom vehicle, because we're making the decisions. We're the designer right now. Okay, forearm. Try not to make this guy Popeye, but who's driving? You know me. Gotta put me in it. I don't have to own a bunch of hot rods. I can draw myself in a hot rod all the time. That's the fun part. So create a character that's you. Put him inside. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make this. This has one of those rollback canvas tops too. We're gonna do that. Make that up there. We're gonna put it's got really cool like keg gas tank in the back. Right. Fancy filler. Chains hanging off the back there. We've got our flames going. All right, we'll start working on our front suspension. We're laying down where hairpins would be. That's why I'm saying keep it simple. See, we're doing all this cool stuff. We're drawing suspension and different kind of wheels, maybe. Just trying to get the angle of this front wheel a little more where I want it. Almost forgot my headlight, where it would lay. Yeah, I got something here. What do you think? Anybody? Okay, probably because you can't see it too well, but the pencil sketch is there. Can I zoom in a little more? Let's see. That's as far as I can get. We're as far in as we can go. So there's our, and how long did that take? 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, all with pencil, none of it with this. I hope I'll have to go back and look at myself, but I wasn't holding here. All of it was choked up back here, and we're just laying ideas down. No detail in there yet, because I can still make some changes. I have my trusty eraser. If we need to make changes. In fact, tips to cleaning. I like to go in, see how this is. I don't know if you can see it. There's dark spots on my eraser from the last time I was working on whatever I was working on. I like to come in and make sure my eraser is clean. Try not to get too much finger oils on your eraser. I'm just trying to take all those black smudges off from the last time I drew something, because I don't want the first time I got to erase or go to erase, there's all this black junk everywhere. So you don't have to have the fancy erasers. These work great. Just make sure they stay clean. It's a little tip there. Just take it on another piece of paper, get all the black junk off. Like, watch this. If I was making a mark and this was on this white paper, don't know if you can see that paper's got a little bit of a stain on it now because this is not perfectly clean. But on a white sheet of paper, see now our eraser's clean. Good tip. Keep an eye on that kind of stuff because we're going in with our tools, right? We're trying to make sure our tools are good. Got our eraser. We're going to go to our Sharpie. Again, I like the ultra fine Sharpie pens. Realistically, I could do this in. There's no. I could easily do this in my favorite crystal ballpoint pens. Those work good too. And in fact, sometimes they're lots of fun to do it that way because when you go to start laying like chrome and stuff in, and you're using an alcohol marker, it'll actually take some of the blues from this, and it kind of helps with your chrome too. Little cheat trick there as well. But we're going to do Sharpie, and now we're committing. We're committing to things. We're not. We're not erasing. So we got to commit. So any errors we make, we got to fix them. What do we got? Hubcap Dylan. What do we got? I wonder if alcohol pads would work on the eraser. I know they help with drawing. Yeah, it's very possible. I've never tried that. I just find taking the eraser and just erasing on another sheet of paper gets all the gunk and the garbage off the areas in which I want to work really well. And you're going to use it that way anyways. You're just taking off a layer of garbage. Okay, let's do this. We're going to commit. And generally what I try to do is, because I'm right-handed, I try to start over here in the back and work my way this way so I'm not smudging the pencil as I go this way. But guess what? You watch. We'll do this and you'll probably see me still bop back over here and do it anyways, because even though I know there are rules and a better way to keep from smudging stuff, this keeps it from happening. Now, you can smudge the black ink as well. So some people would say, well, go from here. That way you're going away from the ink that you're doing. That's another way to do it. Or another cheat code is just lay another piece of paper down on your hand. But guess what? I'm so stupid that sometimes I forget, and then I've got it there and I use it for about half the drawing. And then next thing I know, I've used it for to get my pen going, and I set it aside, and then I'm still marking stuff up. So there's a cheat code for that. And then just the way you work, just be mindful of where you're placing your hand. The advantage also of not laying in such thick pencil is this is not going to smear as much. As I'm rubbing this is not pulling a ton of pencil all over that paper. If I was really putting a lot of lead on the paper, there's tons for it to be shifted around, and that makes your thing messy too. You can use that to your advantage for some stuff too. Okay, let's do this. Committed. We're committing. Okay. And even here, look at where I'm holding the pen. I'm not down here. I'm still up here. About there's where it's comfortable, because that's right where this ridge is. It's a good spot to hold the pen. Kind of where I was with the pencil, and it keeps me from pushing too hard, because I don't want to push hard yet. And this is something another thing I noticed too, as people draw straight lines, they'll do this. Just commit to the line. And in fact, what you'll see me do sometimes as I'm sitting and I'm taking notes or doodling or something, I will just sit and draw straight lines pulling away, straight lines going this way. I'll try to draw lines with controlling my spacing in between. It's just practice. See, this is not wasted time if you're just sitting like at an appointment and you got a strap piece of paper and drawing circles. It's worth it, so that when you get to go and do your finished piece, this is muscle memory. Also too, let me go to this shot. Another thing to remember. I'm not drawing here I'm drawing from here. I'm moving. There's a lot of, I'm locking this arm in, especially if I'm drawing straight lines. I'm trying to keep this, even the fulcrum on the desk, to steady my hand, my finger, keeping my distance from the paper too. Just things to think about. A lot of people is this, or with wrist. I'm trying to utilize and stabilize my body so I can draw straight lines, but not always. And I'm going to kind of sort of lay this in a little faster than normal, so I'm not taking as much care, and I am kind of sketching at it. But I'm making decisions that weren't there before. Like this interior part of this little square box that we drew. That wasn't on the pencil sketch, but I want it there. There's usually like this box thing. A little tail light sitting on here. Let's see. Got a bumper on it. Now, again, this is the thing. Oops, let me go back to the other shot you had. I generally, if I was drawing this, I would take, I'd take the paper and I'm gonna flip it the other way around. Like when I'm drawing live, I'll usually keep this here and try to make this, and I've learned and practiced pulling this line the other way, which that's not a natural direction for me. It's pulling towards me is easier, like pulling straight lines this way, pulling straight lines away, but circles, I'm better at towards me than away from me, because I can again lock my wrist in and utilize my body to make the angle. You with me still? So this time I'm not going to forget a horizon line for my chrome. See, realistically, I erred here because I put this lug nut way too far out. But I know that really, I'm going to take gray and go over the top of this. Anyways, so some of this might peek through that gray, so I'm not totally concerned with what I got going on inside this, because I'm going to probably end up redrawing that with the colored pencils on top of the gray tones that I'm going to lay down for making the wheel. So I'm not overly concerned with how much detail I get in this wheel right now, but this is just for the overall how I'm just the layout of the thing right now. I'm not overly concerned if that's not perfectly the way I wanted it, because I'm going to fix it when I go back. Mental diversions. Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Joe Lombardi, what's up? Let's see. The arc of the movement. I'm told in art classes about this. Where reviewing their work, your arm movement has a natural arc to it. Yep. When you're trying to draw a straight line, you need to be aware of it for sure. Yeah. Great tip. Very true. Yeah, you're again, we're utilizing, we're not stiffening up so bad that we're like, oh god. That's why again it's good to not be tight here and tight here. I'm loose here in my hands, I'm relaxed. But I'm locking for that straight line movement. I'm locking myself in to make sure I've got control for spacing and accuracy. And then, like as I'm drawing circles, I'm utilizing my locked in arm in different ways. Hopefully that helps. Again, I'm hoping a teacher isn't going, you're wrong. Stop teaching people wrong. This is what works for me. Okay. On to the drawing. And again, I'm making decisions about some stuff some of this stuff was not there. So I'm not totally committed to what I've got pre-drawn because I'm changing, making decisions. Like this window is a little bit bigger, or sorry, a little bit smaller than it was. Taking into account our little character guy. And I just heard myself go silent. Sorry. Like I said, that's generally what happens. I'm so starting to get in the zone of like concentrating on like what I'm doing here that I just totally heard myself not making any noise talking to you guys. So let me keep voicing. So here's the thing. As I get into where the fire is going to be, I tend to stop drawing, even though I know like the rest of the cab goes down in that, and where the flame, because I know the flame is going to be over the top of it, so there might be some of it showing through the fire, but I'm not going to commit to those lines yet, so that when I lay color down, it'll look more natural, and then I can draw in the little bits and pieces that are maybe missing. Mental diversions, not so much. An art teacher was consulting a comic artist in college. Yeah, for sure. So is what I was talking about, is that correct to what they were doing, or was I contradicting what they were saying? I'm not a smart man. I'm not a smart man, Judy. And even here where I've drawn the character in, I'm not happy with how that's looking specifically, but we'll fix it when we get there. This line on the cab, I didn't get where I wanted it, but it'll be okay. We're gonna fix it. This is custom, so we get to do it however we want to do it. What year is it? I don't know what year this truck is. It's that year. Around this time frame, like 40s, 50s. We're getting there, huh? Still haven't figured out how we're going. What kind of a cap we're going to do on that gas tank. We are committing to this like canvasy rolling top thing. always like doing the beehive brake cylinder where you put the brake fluid. Maybe this one's got a little side vent too. It's for fun. And suicide door. That's the fun of it. We can decide however we want it to be. It's ours. It's our custom hot rod. Okay. I mean, look how far we have come, and we're pretty close into the thing. Not only the rule of art, there are no rules. I agree, no rules. It's what's comfortable. Just that locking in for me in some motions are comfortable. But I agree with there is a natural arc to the way our arms and stuff were set up, which again was why when I do straight lines, I'm trying to lock myself into a position to where I can really have some control of pulling the line straightwards and not using ellipses or French curves to create curvatures. And I mean, again, if you're doing, this is the beauty of cartoon drawing, is that you're trying not to make things look so real, but still nod to realism. So the error and the things that are a little off is good, but you don't want it so off that they're like, that doesn't, my head just doesn't make sense to that. Because the brain will try to go, well, wait, what is it going on here? Okay, I'm gonna tilt this a smidge because I want to draw these lines straight where we're doing our exhaust. So I'm saying I'm pulling towards me. I'm better circles towards me than doing circles away from me. And again, I think that's that locking in part that anybody else have that or do that? Find that's a comfortable position for circles is away. This background music's really not bad. It's actually kind of keeping me in the zone. I'm digging it. Not usually what I listen to. I'm usually listening to when I draw. I tend to like to draw listening to like Beastie Boys and stuff like that. That's always the tracks that I'm like, I want to throw that on. If I'm really like, sometimes when I'm doing like coloring and digital stuff, or really concentrating on doing colors and that kind of stuff, I'll throw in James Brown. I know something about James Brown music when I'm doing coloring and digital stuff. It really hits me in the zone. So I'm just kind of doing horizontal stuff lightly with the marker for our exhaust. Keeping in mind the way the cab is sitting here, coming off that flames. This thing I'm drawing down here in the cab is not a normal thing where there's this little tilt. I just tend to draw that because I think it just gives a little interesting thing to the front of the cab of the truck. Okay, so our frame would kick up, come out, kick up. And we'd have our little spot that's welded to the frame for the hairpins. The connecting pieces to that. Again, I'm not doing details of those things yet because, again, I'm going to go over them in marker and they'll stand out more. I'm still sort of sketching with the marker, but now the sketches I'm making, we're committing to them because I can't erase them. Drilled the frame out for saving weight. Put this headlight in here. Get it up a little bit first so you can see. We're now drawing the radiator. What time we at? Oh, we're almost at an hour. Okay, time to pick up the pace. Thinking about shadows right now too. So I might draw this and thicken this line towards the back of this. Just thinking how that's casting a shadow already in the ink. What kind of carburetors are those? They're the square circle carbs. You can get them at any of your O'Reilly's or speed shops. They sell them. Yeah, what are they called? Oh, they're the circle square carbs. And this is going to be chrome, so I'm just laying in some horizontal lines and some other interesting lines. What else we got? Philip, thank you for teaching us so much. I hope it's teaching us something. I don't know if it. If you say it is, I'm going to take your word for it that it's teaching us something. I hope it is. That's the point of it. And again, I hope you can kind of see what I'm doing. So like what I just drew in the center of that wheel was not there before. Of what I had drawn before. I'll also. Here's another. Notice I didn't connect these two lines on the bottom. And the reason for that is that really, if I want to show, see even over here and at the tops of the wheels, I'm starting reflection already, which is these are where light is cutting through the visual lines that you see. So I don't have to try to draw over the black. I'm leaving myself spaces and telling myself ahead of time where I may lay some highlights down. So the fact that I'm not drawing this completing this circle is purposeful, because I'm already, if you look, this already looks in black and white, like there's reflection there, and it's just me because it's not there. Your brain automatically goes, oh yeah, when I look at a chrome wheel, there's this little glimmer of shine, and I usually can't see the bottom of the wheel. I see that star of light. So I know it's there, so my brain fills it in. And this is what I'm doing, is I'm making your brain see reflection when it's just because there's no line there, but you see reflection, right? At least I hope you do. Let's make this little filler cap look like a crown almost. But that's the idea of why I won't do, and I got that from comic book artists too. Not every single line connects. There are spots where lines are not connecting. It makes it interesting, but it also allows the brain to fill some things in too. Like realistically, this space where the wheel doesn't connect down here at the bottom, what you're seeing is like it's jumping, and there's the reflection of the light hitting the ground and back up towards the wheels, and it's definitely, does it look like it's missing something there, or does it look like it's just giving motion? Right? There's motion happening because that wheels, you're not seeing the bottom of that wheel there. Like, look at the difference. Let me grab my pencil. Here's where we'll erase a little bit. But if I drew that line in there, did that make it better? Or does that make it interesting with it not being there? And sometimes I'll actually draw wheels, tires, like this, like a side view. Sometimes not jumping, I'll do this, right? And then I'll put the ground. From the shadow of the car, let's say. Say this was the fender opening, right, of a vehicle. But that just makes the tire look more real versus me trying to draw the circle and then try to connect shadows. The other way gives more something there because there's not anything there. You see what I'm saying? That's the idea of what I'm doing here. Oops. Are you catching that, guys? Does that make sense? Again, so when I go to draw this part, the underneath of the shadowing of it, this not being there doesn't affect it. It's more sketchy. Yes, it is more sketchy. And again, because I didn't draw these lines in the wheels and tires, I can actually make the fire go past those spaces without it interrupting or messing with the drawing. And then if I want to fill them back in where the fire's now, I just drew the fire, I can, but I'm not, oh no, I made it over the fire itself. But there's our sketch, right? Already it's looking pretty cool. Let's see how good of a freehand circle I can do. Oop, that's already screwed up. That was not good. And this is where I usually will grab a bowl or something just to make sure that circle's perfect. But that's all right. We'll make it work. It's not great, but we'll make it work. All right. Everybody still with me? Hopefully I haven't lost anybody or much. Still got 8 people watching that work. Okay. We'll start laying our tires and stuff in. Alcohol markers. We're going to leave white walls. I do like white walls. Some people hate them. I have this one guy that follows me, and no matter what I draw, all he says is white walls again. And I'm like, yeah, because I like them. Because you don't like them. My drawing. You draw yours. Like I said, I'm just going to color that all in. I'm going to do the same thing to everything that I'm going to make chrome. This is a light gray or a mid-tone gray. So everything I'm going to make chrome. On my shadow spots, do I have, this is a 4, do I have a 3? Maybe a 2, let's see what happens. Chisel. Laying in the shadows of the things that would be there. His arm. tire would be casting a shadow. Right. Rosrano, gotta do what you gotta do. Yep, I agree. Okay. Let's make this orange. Let's make the truck orange. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna make it orange because our fire is going to be orange, and I don't want to make it the same color as the fire. So this is generally why I end up doing cars sometimes green. We're gonna do this one more like a teal. Also why I like the Pantone papers, because I don't have to get really crazy with the color, because I'm just trying to lay sort of color. It's like it's got patina, so I'm not sitting here like tons of green in here. In fact, we might even try to make the paint job a little patinaed out. But I am making the areas that will be to the light a little brighter. Right? I'm leaving this down here because this is where we're going to add the orange from the flames coming up. You with me? Okay, there's that. It's got patina, so we're going to throw, just for giggles, that color. That will make it work. It's got a little bit of like other color kind of popping through. They had done some sanding on the body. Right. Okay, here's that. Okay, let's start messing with our chrome. Just laying some of this blue in here because, again, I'm going to add some white in. But I'm just trying to get this blue tone in. Just lay it in. Forgot our headlight. Frame matches the body. Starting to go a little faster now because I don't want to run out of time with you guys. It's gonna be too much. When it comes to fire, I generally will lay yellow down first for flames. Then it's not orange. It's almost like a it's like an eggplant. What color does it say it actually is called? It's called orange Espanol. It's not a true orange, but it's a little reflection because I know the fire is going to be there. Okay. I'm just doing a light dose of it right now because I'm going to come back in again and hit it heavier. Then I'll actually come in with some orange. Not white yet. Getting there. This is blue cell pale. Concentrating on where the tops of the light is hitting is the lightest points. Lightening those up. Even the things underneath darker. Got our dude in the back. It's chrome as well, and our bumper. Whoops. Wait. My keister was starting to hurt. Mein keister. Skin tone. A little bit. This music is really not that bad. Hilarious. Same orange as I had, or did I just put that away? I think it's the same orange. Yep. Okay. I'm grabbing duplicates now. Okay. Coming back with our white mark or pencil. You guys with me there? Let's see. All the layers of colors really makes it come alive. I hope so. Yeah, I hope it's really starting to make it pop, right? Oh no. Of course, no connection because I'm moving around a lot. Hopefully it'll come back. Guys, I'm so sorry. Technical difficulty. Give me 1 sec here. Trying to reload my camera. Never fails. Am I still on? Crap. Hold on 1 sec. We're back. My camera battery died. Okay, I'm gonna have to rush real quick to try to get the rest of this done because I don't want to lose you before this. Hopefully, this battery doesn't die. But we're pretty close to the end here. Are you still with me? I pray you haven't left me. Are you guys all still with me? We're close. We're almost there. Again, I'm hurrying now, trying to rush to get this done because I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose you. I'm really worried this next battery I got in that camera right now is not going to last the whole way because I've been using it a couple times. And I just put that fresh battery in there thinking, oh, I'm golden. Nope. But that happens sometimes. Welcome to doing it live, which is why I do. It's the challenge. It's under the gun the whole time. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to push some stuff back a little bit because I want to put a little deeper shadow in the back wheel here to make this look a little deeper. In my hand. Pushing a little more of that orange because I really want the flame to look like it's really burning brightly and reflecting off all this chrome. And do I have my favorite? Oh, there's this too. This helps. And then I like to use a little, almost it's not a flesh tone, but it's like a lighter brown, just to make my white walls look aged. So they're not perfectly white. And again, with the tan tone paper, this helps. It makes them look a little bit older. And then we go back in with the white to make them look not so white. And I think that's it, guys. Let's sign it. It's Jots, Johnny on the spot. There you go. Let's see if we can pick that up pretty good. All right. Well, you saw it. There it is. It all put together, all the techniques and all the different things that we've done. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that happen. Just utilizing every bit of aspects of the things that I showed you and you learned from. Hopefully this background music was good. It worked for me, actually. So that's another Johnny on the spot. We went a little bit longer, a minute or an hour and 24 minutes. Realistically, probably from start to finish, this probably took about an hour, a little over that, but a full colored piece available. I'm going to make this a piece available to purchase. If you're interested in that, let me know. I might even just scan it in and do some Johnny on the spot prints for our first true start to finish art piece that we've done here on Johnny on the spot. That way they can be very affordable. $20 for a 17 by 11 print of this. If you're interested in that, hit me up. If you're interested in owning the original, I'll make that available for sale as well. So let me know. I'm going to do both ways, print and availability of the original. So hit me up. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Let me turn this music off. That actually worked really well for me. Like, it at least gave some of the quiet times where there was stuff going on. And, again, hopefully we're good as far as YouTube and everybody else is concerned. Again, Johnny, look up at the camera. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out at Johnny on the Spot. Today was putting it all together, and not sure what we'll be doing for the next Johnny on the Spot. And I'm trying to figure out if this daily thing is the best way to go about doing this. Is it too much of me? I don't want to oversaturate or where people just aren't interested. I mean, I've got 4 people watching right now. And then again, if I try to do this every single day, 364 episodes a year would really, without Sundays. So maybe it's a little less than that, but that might be too much. So I might start doing this maybe every other day. Johnny on the Spots. I got to figure that out, but it's been fun doing it every day. It gives me something to work on and do stuff, which is cool. And again, another finished art piece that we can sell. It's available to you, 17 by 11. Hit me up. It won't be on my website. It'll be available on Facebook or in the social medias. I'll post it, and we'll have prints available, and you can buy the original as well if you're interested in that. It's signed already and dated for what we did. And you can see that it's a part of this new journey that I'm taking with this Johnny on the Spot thing. So thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate spending time with you. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully we work through anything that's held you back. Go check out those other episodes that I've put up as far as how to sketch with fun in your back in your sketching and getting over the hurdles sometimes that block us. And then of course the other episode where we talk about Chrome and then into this finished piece today. So really had a great time hanging out with you guys. Thanks so much for spending your afternoon with me. Catch you again very, very soon. Have a great rest of your week and God bless. We'll talk to you soon.